Don't give out references. You may hear this some, especially the more complicated your service is or more complicated your product is. You may have people that are asking you, hey, we're going to need references. We're going to need references. And usually this comes out at the end, right? When you're expecting to make a sale, like, oh, wait, we need references. Well, if you've been in the business long enough, you know that we need references is typically a bullshit stall, right? It's not, it doesn't have to happen. And most of the time, what happens, right? You give somebody a list of names and numbers of your clients, and then you reach back out and say, did you talk to them? Did you talk to them? No, hadn't gotten them. Nope, they keep getting voicemail. Nope, hadn't called them yet, right? It's a bullshit stall. So first thing I want you to do is not accept that anymore. When somebody says, we're going to need some references, I want you to say very clearly, I'm sorry, we don't give references. And then shut the hell up. And they'll go, well, what do you mean? And you say, look, most of my clients are busy and I don't want to just give their names out because, just for some rant from somebody that we're not doing business with, just a call. Tell me something, you might ask then. What were you hoping to learn from a reference, right? Ask that question. What are you hoping to learn from a reference? And they'll say, well, I will learn this and this and this. And you say, okay, great. I'll tell you what I can do. Let me call a couple of my clients and see if they'd be willing to call you to answer that question. How about this? I call them, I ask them if they're willing to do that. They leave you a voice message. And then if they want to, they can leave their phone number in there for you to call them back, but you'll get the information you need. This does a couple of things. One, it takes away the bullshit stall of, well, we haven't been able to reach them, or they haven't called me back, or I just hadn't gotten to it yet, right? You're being proactive. You call your clients and you tell the client, hey, would you be willing to call this prospect of mine? They want to know this. Would you be comfortable calling them and telling them how we've handled that for you? Leave them a voice message because you probably won't get them live, right? And they'll probably say, well, sure, I'm happy to. Here's your key point. Now I want you to say to your client, what would you say? What could you tell them about that? And let them say what they're going to say. Maybe it's great. But what you can do is if they say, well, we'll tell whatever, and some bullshit answer, you say, well, that's great. Can you tell them this? Can you tell them that? Give them the talk track. Don't make it so hard, right? We want to make it easy on our clients to help us. Most of them are thrilled to be asked. Most of them are happy to do that. They'll then call your prospect, leave a message, and then say, hey, after you leave a message or talk to them, let me know that conversation's happened. So it does a couple things. One, psychologically, when your prospect gets a call from one of your clients saying nice things, it's kind of a big deal, kind of a stroke, right? It's a big deal. Another question you can ask the prospect is, do you really think I'm going to give you somebody who's not going to say great things? I mean, really? I had somebody respond to this a bunch of years ago. So, well, I want 5 good references and 5 ones that won't say good things. I was like, listen, I think we're done here. I'm not going to put up, shit. I didn't say this. I'm not going to put up with that bullshit. I'm not going to go to that kind of work. Are they crazy? You don't have to do that either. We don't have to jump when our prospect says jump. We don't have to ask how high. Do it your way. Keep control. Ask them what they want to learn. Well, first, tell them you don't give out your clients' names. And just like you wouldn't give their name out if they become a client of yours. Ask them what they want to learn. And then say, maybe I can call somebody who might be who'd be willing to talk to you and leave you that message on your voicemail, right? Pick the people you're going to call. So maybe they're in a similar industry. Maybe that matters, similar size, whatever. If you can do that, that's great. Call your client, coach them, have them make the call and let you know when they're done. You can check the box. And then when you call your prospect back, you can say, hey, when you got John's message, what did you think? I'm Walker McKay with No BS Sales. You want more help with stuff like this? Happy to talk to you. 803-917-2817.